Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be putting up this video which will cover the Pilates beginner circuit workout exercises. So this is basically a learning tool for our current students so that they can memorize and learn the exercises that they'll be doing in a timed circuit class. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and be moving around a bunch of different pieces of equipment. Starting with the Wunda chair. We always greet the chair in the same position. The arms will be up in the genie arms position, abdominals drawn in and up, and placing the foot on the foot bar. So the pumps are basically up and down, using the abdominals and the standing leg to balance, drawing shoulder blades together and down the back. So we repeat that on both sides. We transition to the next exercise in the same position. This one's called tendon stretch, one of many tendon stretches in Pilates. So we press down from that same startup position, bring the hands into the front of the chair, place the knee right inside the hands, anchor the back leg down, and then create the shape of the 100 while standing. The toe points and it flexes. The rhythm is hold for a count of 3 and flex for a count of 3. One of the most important things is the entry and the exit from the exercises. So the knee comes off, the arms go back to the start position, and the belly draws in and up to help you bring the carriage back to the start. And then the final one in this first set is tabletop, having a seat on the chair, heels are together, knees line up with the shoulders, hands reach behind the chair, and the bottom lifts to a tabletop position. And if the student is able to advance beyond this, we can add small pumps. And the most important thing is to keep the hips lifted and the abdominals engaged. I'll come back to the chair in just a couple minutes. I'll move right over now, over to the Wellnesssuz and the ball station. The first one is tricep presses. And the hands come behind the body, fingers pointing down and toward. Legs engage in Pilates stance. We draw the shoulder blades together to lift the hips. And on this one, if the student is able to bend the elbows, we will. If not, then we'll just hold the position. And if there are any injuries with this, we can always skip the Wellnesssuz and just press up straight from the mat. And on this station, we also use the ball for classic bridge, and the ball comes underneath of the legs. And depending on the student's level, a beginner would start with the ball close to the body, farther away for more advanced. Using the triceps and the shoulder blades, engaging the abdominals, lift the hips. So the most important thing is to keep the ball steady and then sequence the back down bone by bone. And the final one on this station is all fours and then 2, lifting and using the abdominals to stay balanced on the Wellnesssuz. So on this one, we mount the Wellnesssuz on the knees, place the hands on the floor, and become balanced in a square table position. And basically, it depends on the student's level here. If we can just shift the leg back and take one lever out, that's great. If able to, we remove the arm. And again, just like the other videos, these are practice 6 to 8 to 10 reps. I'll move on to the barrel station. The first one here is balance. So on this one, we want to find the apex of the barrel and have that meet the hips. So we'll come right down onto the barrel. And you can start with just hands on floor and just practice balancing there. Important to engage the glutes and draw the abdominals in and up. Hands at the sides is fine. And we hold that for 30 seconds, come back and stretch, and then repeat that. I'll move now over to the tower end of the Cadillac, and we'll do footwork and then the leg series. So just like on the chair, we'll set up in the classic footwork position, first position first. Finding the hips square and the body stable on the mat, press up, 8 to 10 in first position, Pilates stance, and then the same thing in second position, center line all zipped up and toes bent over the bar. Belly draws in and up, each prep, and the shoulders draw together and down in the back. Third position here moves back to the toes, and we create the tendon stretch. And the second set on here is the same exact series, but with one leg. So we just repeat that again with one leg, switching side to side, moving from the ball of the foot to the arch, second time through. And then the final exercise on the tower is frog and leg spring. So as I set up for that, I'll become reoriented to the back edge so that we can put the straps on the feet. Normally we have the large Cadillac pad down on this, and for the video I'm just using the Pilates mat, but normally you'd be up just a little bit higher. So the most important thing is getting into setup correctly, making sure your springs are even on both sides. Using your hands, we'll push down onto the mat, and if able to, we'll hold the hands back. Inhale in and out 8 times for frog, and then close to parallel, toes pull back, and then create circles. They go in both directions, and the main thing is to create stability through the pelvis, drawing the abdominals in and knitting the ribs in and down. We really would like to see the students transfer positions with an exercise so that they're using control. And then finally we'll finish here on the chair for the last station, which is seated footwork. And again, heels together and toes apart, as far forward on the chair as possible, shoulder lined up over hip. Genie arms or magic circle, 8 to 10 in first position. We transition, close legs, close feet, move out to the arch, and same thing. And on the chair, we finish with heels. So the heels draw out as long as they're safe on the chair, and we repeat. The next series is actually on the floor. This is the hamstring presses and frog and bridge. So we come to your back for this one. The weight we're using is one heavy high and one light low. Heels are together and toes are together as well. We inhale and pull down and exhale to release. Again, 6 to 8 to 10. Second position, heels together and toes apart. Knees line up with shoulders. Inner thighs are open. Inner thighs and abs pull down. And then we finish with a bridge. Again, 6 to 8 to 10. In the bridge, we'll lift your hips, being very careful not to push the chair away, melting the chest away from the chin. And again, 6 to 8 to 10. Using the abdominals to press up, we finish this station with the seated side stretch. So this is the last exercise. And then the only other exercises that we haven't covered are the independent abdominal series, which is normally done on a mat, as well as the reformer and the jump board work, which we do in another room here, but we do have a separate video that already teaches that. So you can look for that one on our channel. Seated side stretch, squaring and reaching through the top arm, and also in opposition to the foot that's anchored. And so that's it. So if you're a registered student in our class, we want to make sure that you take your time and go through these exercises, looking for all the safety features and the cues, and we're looking forward to seeing you in class. Have a good day.